Hi, I'm Lucy from So Essential and I'm here today to demonstrate why I love Babylock Coverstitch and overlockers so much. So I'll show you and demonstrate to you how incredibly easy they are to thread, the fantastic automatic thread tension, how to switch between a cover stitch and an overlocker stitch on the machines where that's an option, and also I'll show you a range of the beautiful stitches you can create using these machines. We stock the full UK range on our website, so that includes 4 overlockers, 3 cover lock machines, which is where you've got the option to switch between the two, and 2 cover stitch machines, and I'm going to pop links to everything below, so everything I mentioned today is available on our site and I'll pop those links below. And then we're also going to add in a handy comparison chart at the end of the video, so do stay tuned for that so you can see a summary and overview and compare the machines really easily. And if you like what you see today, please like and subscribe. So let's start with the threading. We all know that the biggest bugbear with many cover stitch and overlocker machines is that on many makes and models you have to thread in a specific order. The threading itself, particularly the loopers, can be very fiddly and tricky and lead to a whole load of frustration and mean that many of them never make it out of the wardrobe. Well, with Babylock machines you can thread in any order, and threading the loopers is incredibly easy thanks to the jet air threading systems. So I'm going to demonstrate those to you today, but just remember with Babylock, if a thread breaks you only have to rethread that one looper or that one needle. You don't have to start from scratch and rethread the whole machine like you do on many makes and models. But actually the threading is so easy you wouldn't even mind if you had to. So let me demonstrate now threading the loopers. So the first thing I'm going to demonstrate is how we thread the loopers on Babylock machines, because all of the machines have a mechanism that makes it quick and easy and stress-free. All of the machines are available on our website, don't forget, and all of the details are available on the product pages, so I've popped the links below. But the first mechanism I'm going to demonstrate to you is this jet air threading mechanism, and this is my Desire 3 coverlock machine. It's also the same mechanism used on the Enspire and the entry-level cover stitch machine, and then I'll demonstrate the other one for all of the other machines to you afterwards. So the first thing we do is we hold this little button down and turn the hand wheel towards us, and this enables us to release 2 little tubes that enable us to take the thread from the threading port through to the relevant looper. Then I've put the thread on the thread stand, taken it through the thread guide, and I just need to select which looper I want to thread, upper, lower or cover stitch. So I'm going to opt for lower, so just keep your eye on the lower looper there and you'll see where the magic happens. So we need to just insert the thread into the lower looper threading port. So just to insert it in there and just push a decent amount of thread in to make sure that it will go through. Make sure that this isn't caught on anything, and then you just press the lever and there we have it. The lower looper is threaded just like that. Now I'm going to demonstrate some even more fancy looper threading technology. So this is available on the Enlighten, the Euphoria, the Ovation, the Gloria and the Acclaim. And it's where you simply have to press a button to thread the loopers. So I've engaged the little bars on the machine to feed the thread through, as I showed you previously. On the Gloria, which is what I'm demonstrating on, there's just a little lever that you turn to go from serging to threading, and then if necessary you turn the hand wheel to engage the little bars. And we've got ports for the upper, lower and cover stitch loopers. So I'm just going to show you the threading of the upper and lower looper. So in the same way I did for the Desire 3, I'm just going to pop 1/2 inch or so of thread into that threading port for the upper looper. But here's some extra magic for you. I'm also going to thread the lower looper at the same time. So not only is threading the loopers super easy and quick, you can even do 2 at the same time on these machines that I just mentioned, which just is wonderful technology for anyone who's ever sat and threaded a manual overlocker just to see this magic happen. So I'm going to press this button here and you'll see the thread fly out of the two loopers at the same time. And there we have it. Both loopers are threaded in just a mere moment. And for me, that's the real benefit of these machines as a sewist. You know, I know at 9 o'clock at night, if I've just got to a bit of my project and I need to do some overlocking, if I had to sit there and manually thread an overlocker in the right order, I'd probably think I'll leave this till tomorrow. But because the Babylocks are so quick and easy to thread, I'll think, oh, 9 o'clock, yeah, I can do another half an hour, another hour. It'll only take me a couple of minutes to thread the machine up, and that's the real beauty. So I just want to show you the incredible technology that's available on the Gloria and the Acclaim machines, which allows you to thread the needles at the touch of a button. It's so clever. So I just bring this needle threader down, and then I just need to get the thread in the vicinity of the eye of the needle. It doesn't need to be spot on. And then I just press this button, and it sucks the thread through and the needle is threaded. How clever is that? So that's available on the Acclaim and the Gloria, both of which are available on our site, as are all of the other models. The Enspire, Enlighten and Euphoria have a manual needle threader that you just pull a lever down, like you'll find on many sewing machines, many standard sewing machines. And then the Desire 3, the Ovation and the BCLS, the entry-level cover stitch machine, they don't have a needle threader, which doesn't bother me. But if you do have any issues, you do get one of these with the machine anyway. It's a little manual needle threader that you can just slide down the needle and it just enables you to thread the needle. One of the other frustrating and time-consuming elements of a lot of cover stitch and overlocker machines is that you have to manually set the tension yourself. So you manually set the tension for the needles and the loopers, and you do this by adjusting usually numbered dials on the front or the top of the machine, and then you have to go through a process of trial and error, particularly when working with different fabric types, to make sure you're happy with the tension. On all Babylock models, apart from the Enspire and the BCLS cover stitch machine, which is the entry-level cover stitch machine, this isn't the case. So on all other models, apart from the two I mentioned, there's automatic thread tension, which is just absolutely wonderful and means that you just thread your machine, select the relevant stitch and sew. There's no need for trial and error or testing to get that thread tension right. It just automatically sews with the right tension. So let me show you how that works. So now I'm going to demonstrate the benefits of the automatic thread tension. So all of the models, apart from the Enspire and the BCLS entry-level cover stitch machine, have automatic thread tension. So you can see on my Desire 3 there are no dials here. Remember, all of the models are available on our website as well, and there's links to them below. But what this means is you haven't got to test and do a trial and error when working with different types of fabrics to get that thread tension right. So I've set the machine up for a 4-thread overlock, and here I've got some stretchy cotton jersey fabric. So that's a stretch or knit fabric, and I'm just going to demonstrate on this. So you can see straight off we've got a lovely neat stitch there, beautifully balanced, wonderful thread tension, no problems or issues whatsoever on that cotton jersey. And then I'm not going to change anything at all on the machine, and I've got a piece of medium weight non-stretch denim here that I'm going to go ahead and sew. And again, fantastic results, a neat balanced stitch, looks beautiful from both sides. So you can see jumping from a denim to a jersey, getting those wonderful results and not having to change anything at all. And then the other thing that's worth mentioning is you do of course have differential feed, as you would have on any other overlocker usually. So if you do recognise that there is a little bit of fluting perhaps on a jersey fabric and it's being stretched as it's being sewn through, you can adjust your differential feed to deal with that. Equally, you can use differential feed to gather as well using that facility, or you can deliberately stretch your fabrics or prevent puckering by moving the differential feed down. But that's a standard feature that's available on most overlockers, so I'm not going to go into that now. So now I'm going to show you how easy it is to switch from an overlocker stitch to a cover stitch stitch on the Coverlock machines, which are the Desire 3, which is this model, the Ovation and the Gloria. So these machines give you the option to overlock and cover stitch in one machine. So first of all, we need to disengage the upper looper. So we just switch that little lever to down, turn the hand wheel, and that will disengage the upper looper. We also need to disengage the blade, so if we turn that little dial to lock, that will stop the blade coming up and down as we sew. We remove the blade cover and replace it with the little cover stitch table. And then we just need to move the needles from the needle bar at the back, which is for overlocking, to the needle bar at the front, which is for cover stitch. So just use the little screwdriver provided with the machine, drop the needle out of the overlocker needle bar and move it to the cover stitch one at the front of the machine. So it really is dead simple to do. And then you just thread your machine and set the settings accordingly. The cover stitch looper, instead of coming across the thread guides on the top of the machine, there's a little metal guide on the side of the machine here. You thread it through the hole there, bring it down underneath and round over the top of this dial, through the thread guide, and use the jet air threading in the same way as I demonstrated before. And then the needles are threaded slightly differently. Again, for an overlock, they come through these thread guides on top of the machine here. But for a cover stitch, there's a little metal guide on the back of the machine, and you just pop the thread through that and then bring it through these thread guides on top of the machine here and round through the relevant thread guides on the front of the machine and on the needle bar for the cover stitch, and then you thread those needles. Obviously you just need to adjust your settings to the cover stitch and then you're ready to sew. Let's talk about the stitches. So just to give you an overview, the more expensive models give you more options for more stitches. So at the entry level models will have 2 needles, whereas the top end of the range will have 5 needles. And therefore at the entry level of the range you can sew with a 2, 3 or 4 thread, whereas at the top end you can sew from 2 to 8 threads, and this just gives you a wider range of stitch options. So on the top end models there are as many as 16 different stitches, and at the entry level there are 10 different stitches, and then on the cover stitch machines there are 4 different stitches. All of the stitches on all of the Babylock machines can also go lovely and wide, up to 9mm, apart from the entry-level cover stitch machine, which goes up to 6mm. So I've just picked out a few of my favourites to show you today, and I'm going to demonstrate those now. This is a wide cover stitch, which is available on all of the cover stitch machines and also the Coverlock machines, which includes the Desire 3, the Gloria and the Ovation. And don't forget, all of these machines are available on our site. I've put the links below. So this is often used to hem jersey or knit garments, because you can see you get that lovely twin needle effect, and then on the back you've got a lovely neat overlocking stitch which finishes the raw edge. This is a 3-thread rolled hem, available on all overlocker and coverlock machines. So it's a lovely, delicate way to finish the raw edge of a fabric. I like using it when I'm creating ruffles and I feel that a narrow hem will be too bulky. And it's also excellent for delicate fabrics like chiffon and organza. And then you can also use the chain of stitches to create little belt loops. This is a Flatlock stitch available on all Babylock Overlockers and Coverlock machines, and I'm using a woolly nylon thread because it's a bit thicker and fills the stitches in nicely because it's a decorative stitch. And again, everything I've mentioned, the threads and the machines, are on the website and the links are below. So you can see there I've sewn along the fold of the fabric, and you can also sew two pieces of fabric together with this stitch. But what we do now is we reveal the real magic, and we gently pull the fabric apart to reveal that beautiful Flatlock stitch. So this is a decorative stitch you might have seen on activewear or t-shirts, perhaps used on hems often, or you can just create a design anywhere on a garment that you'd like to. And you can also do it along two pieces of fabric, so you can expose a little bit of skin if you want to on a garment with this decorative stitch. Now I'm going to demonstrate the Wavestitch, which is a lovely decorative stitch available on the Acclaim, the Enlighten, the Gloria and the Ovation, all of which are available on our site, and I've popped the links below. So you can see there what a great way to edge the fabric, and I've used our woolly nylon threads as well in the loopers just to give it that nice thickness in the stitches, and again that's available on our site. So I've just shown you a few of the stitches that I like, but there are so many endless possibilities, because not only can you sew the standard 10 stitches or 16 stitches on the higher end models, but you can also combine stitches to create lots of different effects. And then there's all the accessories and things that you can use as well for different techniques. So you can see here some of the stitches that you can sew with 8 threads. These are the stitch sample books, which we also stock, and they give you examples of the stitches you can do and then a chart with all the different settings on the machine to use for these. But there's some great examples here of different techniques and different threads that you can use to add some really decorative work to your projects. You can also use pin tuck feet, piping feet, you can insert zips, you can work with elastic as well. So there's so many different options here, and obviously I couldn't show you them all in this video. I just want to show you some of the options in the other stitch sample book where they show you the work with the elastic feet as well. So here's some of the wave stitches again, and also there's some more work here with piping feet, and here's where we've used the elastic foot to insert the elastic. So I just wanted to show you there's pages and pages of these, but there are so many other things you can do. It's not just those stitches that I mentioned or the basic stitches that come with the machines. So many other combinations and ways to get really creative. Finally, I just wanted to mention that we also stock a fantastic range of accessories for these machines. So we stock a really wide range of feet. There's also things like stitch sample books, so you can really explore the possibilities with the stitch options. There's extension tables, trim bins. We also stock a wonderful range of overlocker threads and flosses, including woolly nylon and fancy threads. All of them you'll find on our website, and as I mentioned, all of the links to everything I mentioned are below. And then we also stock the 3 speciality Babylock machines as well, so an embellisher, a sashiko machine and a blind stitch machine. And And again, you can find links to everything on our website below. So I do hope you've enjoyed that. Don't forget, we are experts in these machines. We're always happy to help with any questions you might have around your purchase. So do drop us an email and give us a shout, because we love to talk about them. And if you like what you see today, please like and subscribe, and I look forward to seeing you next time.